Lots of Tesla stock news today, and I really like this news story. In May of this year, Elon Musk decided to change the initial build location for the next generation Tesla car and robotaxis from Mexico to Austin, where his own workspace and that of his top engineers would be right next to the new ultra-automated assembly line. This is fantastic news because the next generation vehicle is not going to be delayed. It seems that Giga Mexico will be delayed, but that's because Tesla will be building out Austin further. So I think the next generation vehicle is still coming in 2025. Throughout the summer of 2023, Elon, spent hours each week working with his team to design each station on the line, finding ways to shave milliseconds off each step and process, writes the biographer of Elon Musk. As he had in the past with both Tesla cars and SpaceX rockets, he knew there was something just as important as the design of the project, the design, the manufacturing systems that would build the products at high volume. I think this is a fairly strong piece of evidence that indicates that Elon Musk is still focused on Tesla. If he was just winging it, would he be spending time trying to shave milliseconds off each step and process? I don't think so. This is also really good news. Potentially, the production capacity for the new Model 3 this week is 600 units per day, and starting next week, it will be 1,200 units per day. I covered it a little bit earlier, but it seems like nothing has changed, and it seems that this rumor is turning out to be true, perhaps. And this is essentially pre-refresh max production starting next week, which is brilliant execution by the China team. The highest ever month of Model 3 production in China was 32,000. The second highest was 30,000. And if rumors about 1,200 a day rate as of next week are accurate, we are looking at 35,000 a month. However, the question is, will this be sustained, or is that the theoretical max capacity that Tesla will aim for? It appears that Troy thinks that these numbers are somewhat credible. He commented here, interesting that it would go suddenly from 600 a day to 1,200 a day. A possible explanation could be that they might start using the Model Y line, known as Phase 2, to produce Model 3 Highland 2. The Model Y line was used for Model 3 production in the past, which I guess would be somewhat bearish for the Model Y production, because now maybe you can't make as many Model Ys unless you build another line later. But he commented here that the Model Y production line will not be used to produce the Model 3. So far today is just good news on top of good news on top of good news. Because also, for example, James yesterday said that an LFP Powerwall is coming. And today we get this news that Tesla has launched Powerwall 3, the third generation of its residential energy storage product, and installations have already started. Elon Musk replied to Sawyer's post and made an official comment. Powerwall 3 is optimized for ease of installation and high power, which means that a single Powerwall can serve as an uninterruptible power supply for most homes. This is a big deal for ensuring that the lights stay on and you can power all your devices in the event of a power outage. Sawyer says that the Powerwall 2 launched 7 years ago, so this is a big launch. Powerwall 3 will use LFP batteries instead of Giga Nevada 2170, so cost should decline at least 10%. So it's a fairly reasonable assumption to make that this is going to happen to Tesla's energy margins, or that at least there will be positive pressure on the energy margins. We have some pictures of the new Powerwall. It is definitely thicker, so some will say this does not look as good, but it is definitely more useful. It appears that the goal of the Powerwall 3 is to have more installations where a single Powerwall suffices, which is currently not the case. And we are still waiting for the official details from Tesla about this product. Here's another new excerpt from the biography of Elon Musk, which is about to be launched. Musk believed a Tesla robotaxi would be truly revolutionary. This is the product that makes Tesla a $10 trillion company. People will be talking about this moment in 100 years, said Elon Musk. When Elon talked to Tesla investors earlier, he said that Tesla could be bigger than Saudi Aramco and Apple combined, but 10 trillion would be even bigger than that. That would be 12.5x from where we are today. So if you want to bet against Elon Musk, you will want to think that Tesla will never reach a $10 trillion market cap in the long term. And generally, Elon Musk has proved time and time again that in the long term, it is a terrible idea to bet against him. We also have some new details about the next generation vehicle. Though initially unenthusiastic about the $25,000 car, Musk's attitude changed after a design review session in February of 2023. Then his chief designer put models of the robotaxi and the $25,000 car next to each other in the studio. Both had a futuristic design like the Tesla Cybertruck, an angular stainless steel pickup truck that had yet to debut. Musk loved the designs. When one of these comes around the corner, he said, people will think they are seeing something from the future. So based on this information, it appears that the next generation vehicle could be more similar to the Cybertruck than, for example, the Model 3 or Model Y. Maybe it won't look anything like the Cybertruck, but what is clear is that it will look very futuristic, it appears from this information. But the decision to build the next generation vehicle in Austin makes me really happy as a Tesla stock investor, because not only will there not be a delay, probably, if anything, this could be coming sooner than perhaps even expected initially, because Tesla already has a lot of space in Austin. There's land there already. Tesla can build quickly in Austin. All of the engineers are already there. So to me, this is good news and big news. It also, to me, shows that Elon Musk is very committed to Tesla, because if he's choosing to build it in Austin, you know he will be visiting Austin. Whereas if we build it in Mexico, how often do you think Elon will actually go there? I mean, how many times has he been to Giga Berlin? Well, not as many times as he has been to Austin. So that detail, which seems like a little detail, to me is actually a big deal. Because if there turn out to be some huge problems somehow, I mean, you just look at Elon Musk's track record, and if a problem is in front of his face every day, then you know it is going to be solved. I can't emphasize enough just how happy I am about this. Tesla has just achieved another important milestone, and that is Tesla now has 50,000 supercharging connectors in the world. Well done, Tesla team. It was not easy getting here. It took a while. The Cybertruck was just crash tested and it seems pretty alright. According to the decal, this was a ditch rollover crash test. The Cybertruck, of course, has some damage, but it's not really all that bad. I mean, if you really look closely, yeah, there's definitely some damage, but there's glass all over and stuff like that. Also, the Giga Wiper is basically intact. Tesla has removed the Cybertruck delivery event invite from the referral program, probably because the event is now full, but more tickets could be released as we get closer to the event date. This is actually good news for Tesla. General Motors made a counteroffer to the United Auto Workers Union, proposing a total 16% pay raise for the top wage earners in its plants and a 56% hike for newer employees who make less, the company said in a statement. But the union president called GM's offer an insulting proposal and tells the automaker to stop wasting time. After refusing to bargain in good faith for the past 6 weeks, GM has come to the table with an insulting proposal that doesn't come close to an equitable agreement. So the chances of the strike have just increased, which would make GM and Ford and Stellantis weaker, making Tesla stronger. Here's some more good Tesla stock news. A record $600 million worth of Tesla Megapacks were spotted at the Ladera Megafactory, preparing for export for delivery. So production still continues to ramp up. And we got another Megafactory coming up that will be built in China next year. A big shout out goes to everyone who actually spent their time to count all of the 376 Megapacks. If anyone wants to double check, you may start counting now. There's also video footage where you can see the Megapacks on this side, and then it shows you the other side as well. Tesla China just reported 19,500 exports from the Giga Shanghai in August. Comparing this figure to the previous second quarter months, which would be May right here, and then February right here. This looks actually really good. You can see that there were more local deliveries than before, indicating perhaps stronger than usual local demand for Tesla vehicles. This makes it Tesla's best second month of the quarter ever in China. Looks good. If Tesla decided to just start delivering the refresh Model 3s right now to Chinese customers, Tesla would have another record quarter in China, I believe. But the refresh Model 3s currently being produced will be shipped for export to Europe. So the next quarter, I expect it to be quite a bit stronger. There's some Tesla FUD going around. Cars are a major source of data privacy loss, and Tesla is the worst, says Mozilla. Mozilla conducted a study on 25 popular car brands to determine the amount of personal data they collect from their client and concluded they all gather more information than they needed. In comparison, only 63% of mental health apps offended as much. A significant majority, 84% of the car brands, admitted to sharing or selling personal data, including sharing it with service providers, data brokers, other businesses, and even government or law enforcement upon informal requests. Mozilla called out Tesla for failing every category of data privacy tested. This was tied to its AI-controlled autopilot. Here's the list of all of the brands that they tested, and Tesla is at the very bottom here. I think comparing cars to mental health apps is not exactly fair. I think it would be a lot more fair to compare a car to, for example, an iPhone or a Samsung phone or any other phone. It's a device, it's not an app. And I bet that your phone, your smartphone right now collects a lot more data than a Tesla vehicle. And our society has basically decided that this is not an issue at all. I mean, there are no laws that say, okay, yeah, there has to be an option for you to manually be able to actually turn off the microphone, not just through software, but like a button that would actually disconnect the microphone from being able to actually operate. The camera on my phone, I don't know if it's on or off right now. It says it's off, but I don't know. So to me, as an investor, this is a non-story. All this list says is pretty much that all of these companies at the top here are behind in terms of their software and technology the most. They are behind the most. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but there's some truth in that. For example, I bet that my old Nokia 3310 is going to be a lot less invasive in terms of privacy because it doesn't even have a camera and there's no GPS tracker in there. This possibly explains why Tesla does not want to add a power front to its new vehicles, and that is because of this safety feature supposedly, which when a car hits something or someone, it opens the front just a little bit so that when someone lands on the hood of the car, it's a little bit cushioned, which in theory should make it less likely for the person who was hit to be hurt. However, this safety feature seems to only be available in cars in Europe. It looks like it is nowhere to be found in North American owner manuals. So no power front, perhaps it's just a money-saving decision for vehicles made in, for example, North America. I can't see why Tesla wouldn't bring the Cybertruck and new Model 3 refresh to the Detroit Auto Show next week. It's the perfect forum for unveiling new products and stimulating interest. Rides in a Cybertruck would be quite special and offers huge social media exposure. However, for reasons unknown, Tesla has pulled out of the 2023 Detroit Auto Show happening next week. The new Model 3 just debuted in Japan today. Japan's car market is quite a bit bigger than Germany's car market, but sales in Japan have been really slow. So maybe this will help with that a little bit. The EV transition is happening in the UK. The largest public EV charging hub has been unveiled with 180 charging connectors. There are 15 super fast chargers. Then there are roughly about 15 more alright chargers, and then the rest are not so fast. But this is an important step towards electrification. And every year we will see more and more projects like this. Tesla has added a manual door release for the rear door in the new Model 3. In the event the vehicle has no power, it is located in the rear door pocket, much like the Model Y, and has an easy to remove cover. Now, I still personally don't like this. I wish they would just do it exactly like how they do it in the front doors, because I don't think it is really intuitive to think that in the emergency, let's say you crash, the vehicle crashes, and you're trying to open the door in the rear and it doesn't open. I don't think intuitively you need to reach out all the way down there into the car pocket and then remove this cover. If you don't know, I don't think you will know. If in the rear it was exactly like this, I think it would be quite a bit better. Hopefully in the future, Tesla figures out how to make it a bit easier and more intuitive. There's a heated discussion going on X right now about how the new Cybertruck is going to be really different from the original prototype. But I'd like to point out that the lighting is extremely different in these two pictures. But lighting actually makes a huge difference. Let me just turn off the lights and I'm gonna turn them back on right here, and bam, I look handsome again. And that was with me just turning off half of the lights. So you imagine what would happen if I turn all of them off. Well, you're not gonna find out. Also, the windows being opened do not help this picture at the bottom. This post from Sawyer is getting a lot of attention. He says the top-of-the-line Tesla Model S Plaid is now cheaper than the base Porsche Taycan. Not only is the Model S Plaid about twice as fast than the Taycan, it also has twice as much range, almost, than the Taycan. This is an important message from Elon Musk to us long-term Tesla stock investors. Jason said, the real value of Tesla is its ceaseless, relentlessly hardcore war culture forged by years of hardship, scarce resources, media and political attacks, near bankruptcies, doubters, and short sellers. Tesla is the ultimate wartime company amidst a sea of fat and bloated peacetime companies, said Jason. Elon says, Tesla is still hardcore after all these years. I don't think there is a harder working company of Tesla's size in the world. And that is a huge competitive advantage that I don't think is going to be taken away from Tesla. This culture is directly instilled into Tesla by Elon Musk. You don't get here unless the CEO publicly sleeps on factory floors when necessary. How many tech and automotive CEOs can you name that recently slept on the factory floor? By recently, I mean the last 5 years. Despite the production lines at Giga Texas supposedly being shut down for upgrades, we still saw 3 Cybertrucks at Giga Texas. Farzad lightens the mood by saying, looks like Model 3 Highland to me. Lotus has just unveiled an all-electric sedan, but it doesn't go as fast as the Tesla Model S. Remember all of the hype about the Kia EV9, which earned over 13,000 pre-orders in just 8 days on the market? Well, the hype seems to be over now because the sales in August slipped over 300% from July. I wish them good luck. They will need it. Speaking of another company that needs luck, VinFast. I said on August 22nd that it is tempting to short this company. At the time, it was at $167 billion in market cap. And now the company has a market cap of about $40 billion, still way overvalued. This EV automaker definitely needs some luck. Omar here says that the Cybertruck rear screen is now confirmed. Sometimes Omar jokes around, but I don't think this one is a joke. You will want to mark your calendars here because the biographer of Elon Musk will wander through the SpaceX factory and Tesla design studio and talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk was getting some serious heat, political heat, but then he explained the story and what actually happened, and it turns out to be a nothing burger. You can read the initial report right here if you like. I'm not gonna do that. I found the specs of the new Powerwall. Pause the video at any time if you like to read. In the meantime, I'll just keep scrolling down to the bottom. And a big batch of refresh Model 3s were just spotted in Shanghai preparing for export. These new Model 3s are labeled with European logos. This will be very interesting to watch. Yeah, look at this! A Tesla Semi is carrying multiple different Tesla vehicles. The Cybertruck Model Y, Model 3, I think, and is that a Model 3 or is that a Model S? I think that's a Model S. Years ago, Tesla Bear said that all of these products are just vaporware. Well, it's not vaporware anymore. And YouTube says you should watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching this Elon Musk interview, watch this one first. My name is Matt Postius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.